Hi guys, Nigel here with you again from Nigel's Modelling Bench, and we've got another tool review for you. Well, it's a kind of tool review, it's kind of an accessories review, and I've had this sent in the post from Ed over at Premium Hobbies. Premium Hobbies sell MRP paints, they sell masking tapes and tools and gadgets, and they make all these Premium Hobbies. This is actually Premium Designs. They the 3D holders for all your sanders, and they do the full Infinity range of sanders and everything, including these little photo etch beauties. And basically you can get 10% off everything from Premium Hobbies if you use the code NMB10, and unfortunately it doesn't ship to United States. So unfortunately in the United States some of this stuff you'll be unable to get. Just look for local suppliers. I always tell you the name of the stuff. There are suppliers of Infinity in the United States, and also this stuff here, which is all from HiQ Parts, which is a Japanese company. And these tweezers are from Saizo, and you'll find those also in the United States. So just quickly look through what's been sent to me. I've got here some Saizo non-adhesive tweezers. Now, when I first saw this, it looked like it was saying they were non-magnetic perhaps, but no, they're actually non-adhesive, and they're for working with masking tapes and stuff. You all know when you've had a tiny bit of masking tape, you're trying to position it and it just sticks to the tweezers. Apparently tape doesn't stick to these, so we'll try those out. Then we've got this here, which I think is a fantastic idea. I've done similar myself with masking tape. If I'm trying to put some evenly spaced holes over an awkward surface or a curve or something, I've actually got a piece of masking tape, laid it out, marked out the holes that I want in a straight line at the distances I want. But this is basically a grid system, and it looks like we've got square and we've got triangular. So be interesting to see. There's a load of stuff on the back here you can see. I'll make sure you're not getting any glare. And there's some Japanese images here of people crying and all sorts, and there's a girl there getting quite angry, so not quite sure what that's all about, but I think what they're saying is you can use it here to mark out and then draw your holes. This means you can lay out on your bench and get really angry. This one here, you're making some dots and then joining the dots to scribe it, to give you scribe lines, and this one here is just showing that it can be used over curved surfaces, and for some reason this person here is crying, so I don't know. So there's that one. These are called micro gauges, micro gauge 1 and 2, and I think this is a great idea. Basically it looks like they're clear film, and you can put them over an item to see, you see me a lot, I use my digital calipers, but quite often if you're using digital calipers you can damage the surface, especially if it's clear, because these points are quite sharp, and if it's painted you really don't want to be scratching your paint, whereas with these you just hold it over. So if you're trying to ascertain how wide that window is, how wide that masking strip needs to be, then you've got this to use, and you can use that in conjunction with your cutting mats and stuff like these here, which I haven't prepared for, but you get these cutting mats like these, and then you can use those and cut your masking tape to the right width that you need. And you've also got the circles here, you can use them to judge what size a circle is, even down here to 0.05 millimeters, so 50 microns, which is very, very small indeed. So that moves us on to these. Now these are circle maskings. Now I've seen these about from a few different people, but never with this range of sizes, and quite often we've all faced it where you need to make a perfect circular mask, and it's great if it's sort of 20mm, 30mm, you can use your cutting compasses or whatever, but when it's tiny you're struggling. I've used it before with a sharp knife in a scribing template, but you can never get a perfect nice sharp edge. Well, these give you that edge, and the beauty of these, you can see we've got small, medium, large and extra large, and we're going from 1mm all the way up to 7.6mm, but in 0.2mm increments. So you can look on the back here and you can see the sizes we've got. So really, really handy. So I'm going to get all these out of their packets, and unusually for my tool reviews, we're going to actually try them all out. Right, so I've brought you in quite close for this little demo, and you can see we've got a X marks the spot. So this is a bit slidey. I've got a new cutting mat under here which I need to start using soon. Right, the first thing we look at is these micro gauges. So as I said, we've got the two sets here. They start from 0.05, 50 microns, up to 2.3 on that one, and then this one goes from 1.9 to 4.3, so this is number 2. So when you open the packet, you'll find this little envelope that it comes in. So each one's got its own little wallet. So basically what you can use this for is determining the size of a circular part on your model, or the width of a, where you need to cut your masking. So if we look on here, we've got this clear part here, which is out of my scraps box, and we can go down here. If you want to mask this little panel on the side here, we can ascertain how wide that is. So I know that my eyes are not that brilliant without a magnifier, but I can see that is roughly 2.8 millimeters wide there. Okay, so I need a strip of masking tape 2.8 millimeters wide to mask that part of the canopy. So I'll take out my cutting mat, and lo and behold, we've got a piece of masking tape over the 0.7. So obviously 2.8 divisible by 0.7, so 4 sevens is 28. So we're going to come down here and we're just going to cut a line down here. Right, edit there, because I made a bit of a mess of cutting that up. And I've also just noticed an issue. This little grid here has just taught me that this is actually incorrect. I've got my calipers and I've checked. You see 2.79 on there, which is near as damn it 2.8, and measured this, and sure enough it's 2.8. Using this, it comes out as 2.8. So I cut this here. So you've got 0.7 marked on there, as you can see, 0.7. As we know, 4 times 0.7 is 2.8. But if I put the 2.8 grid, which is this one here, up against it, you can see it is nowhere near the right width. You can see there it's much too wide. So I measured the width of the tape, and sure enough, using the calipers, it's more like 3.3 or 3.2. So I came over to the 0.6, and I've done four lots of 0.6, which should be like 2.4. And if we go to the 2.4, you can see how massively oversized that is. So this is actually incorrect. These lines are not correct. So there's something we've learned. But if we use that, that's a 2.8 there. So that leads us on now to these non-adhesive tweezers. Now, I'm going to show you with something more fiddly in a minute, but I have done a quick trial. As you know, with tweezers, quite often when you try and put stuff down, with these bigger bits it's okay, but with small little bits of masking tape, quite often what happens is you can't put it down because the masking tape sticks to the tweezers, whereas with these, they don't stick to adhesives at all. So you can just put stuff down, you can tap it like that, but you can see that these will stick there. These don't stick. So for particularly tiny little bits of masking tape like this up here, comes in really handy because you can just put it down and it doesn't stick to the masking tape. So I'm going to cut a piece off here which is too long, and then we'll pick the edge of that up with the blade, come along here with our tweezers, and I should be able to just put that down on there with no problem whatsoever, and it will stick to the surface. I can just put it down like that, whereas if I try and use these, if I try and put it down, I can't. It's stuck to the tweezers. You can see I can't put it down. So obviously with this I can use my finger to hold it down, but if it was a tiny piece of tape and I was trying to place it neatly into the corner, with this one I can do that, okay, without actually touching it and actually making it stick. So I can say that's wrong, I need to move it over there, I can put it down again, and you can see that 2.8 is actually too narrow. But basically that's what these are for. So you can place your tape down like so, and it won't actually stick to those tweezers. Bit gimmicky maybe, but good idea. Apparently got some sort of special coating on them. So I think that's going to be really handy for tiny bits of tape. Let's just try that. with a little slither of tape from here. So if you're doing like canopy masking where you're using tiny bits of tape around the edges, you can place it in position and it stays there. It doesn't stick to the tweezers. So you can pick it up again, put it down. No, I need to nudge it over a bit, so you can nudge it over. And because you haven't actually pushed it down, you can do that. You can move it around. Whereas if normal tweezers, you have to push it down to get the tweezers to let go. So there we go. So that's that. So that's worth knowing. These markings on here are actually incorrect. So there we are. So that's those tweezers taken care of. Now, the other thing you can use these for is determining the size of circles. So if we take this wing, for instance, off the Bronco, we've got these fuel fillers along the top of the wing. And if we look here, we've got these indentations here, which I can try and get in the light, and they're painted red. So if you didn't want to use the red decals, you could spray them red, and then you could come along with these circular masks and mask them off. So first of all, we need to determine the size of it. So we can come along here. The trouble is the light is glaring from the previous operation. This is the problem. I get the light glaring or it's too dark. So I can use this here and I can ascertain. I mean, I've measured it before. I know it's 3.8, but you can see I can put this circle over here and I can see that it's not 3.4 or 3.5. But I do know that it's 3.8. Okay, so I can hold that over there and I know that it's 3.8 diameter. So I don't have to use my calipers and risk scratching the surface. I can just place that over and ascertain the diameter. So now I want a perfectly round 3.8 masking circle. So in comes these, which is small, medium, large and extra large masking circles. And as I say, I'm prepared for once. I know it's 3.8 and this one goes from 3 to 4.6 in 0.2 increments. So we've got a resealable bag. So I can take these out of the bag, turn it over, and then I can go to 3.8, which is there. So we've got that row there. So I want to get one of them out. Now, if you look on here, I don't know if you can see, but we've not only got, I use my non-adhesive tweezers, make sure I get the right ones. You can see we've not only got the option to mask the circle, but we can actually mask around the circle. So let's just come in with a knife blade. Right then guys, I think I really do need to get some glasses. I was trying to pick up this frame and I don't think there's even any circles down there, is there? I'm not sure. Yes, there is. So anyway, so we can actually mask using this. So we can mask over over the circle. Look how good these tweezers are. You can just place that down on there without having to touch anything, and it just lays into place. So we can mask it like this, and then we could use obviously bigger masking tape and then actually mask the circle itself, or we can come along and pick up the actual, get in there with a knife blade, pick up the actual circle itself and mask. So you could paint that red, paint it white first, paint it red, and then you could put your circle over there. Look how good those tweezers are. I can just place that down and not have to worry about it picking it up. And I can just push that about, and there we go. That's that in place. Now I can have that painted red, put that circle over there, and then when I do my camouflage or the white wing or whatever, then remove the masking and I'll have a lovely red sharp circle there rather than using a decal. So yeah, godsend these things. They'll be really handy for all sorts of stuff. The number of times I've tried to cut, you know, perfect circles for masking, you know, it's just a godsend. Okay, so finally we move on now to these what they're calling grid stickers, and I think this is a bloody wonderful idea. Really, really good idea. You know, how many times have we all tried to do this sort of thing? You know, mark some dots around a curve so you can draw some holes all equally spaced. Really, really good. Now, in the packet we get 8 sheets, so we get 6 of the squares like this, these grid squares, then we get 2 of the triangles. You've got the different sized triangles there. So let's just basically take one of the grid squares first of all. Now I haven't tried this, as you can see this is brand new. I did try and peel it off the backing just to see if it is actually transparent, and it is. So I'm going to take a rule and a knife, and I'm going to cut a strip. In fact, I'll cut a strip just one lot wide, one grid wide. Okay, so we come along 2 passes. Now we should be able to peel that off of there. I've gone right through, but never mind. So there we go. So now we've got our strip now. Now I can take this off of its backing, which is easier said than done when you have no fingernails, like so. In fact, I don't want the whole length, so I'll just cut through there. I don't know if that's enough to cut it, we shall see. Nope. There we go. So now we've got a piece cut off. So as you can see, it's transparent, so when we can see where we're going. So if I wanted to put a row of holes around here, I can come along with the tape and it will actually go around curves. Apparently, I guess I need to cut it narrower, so we'll cut it a bit narrower. As I say, this is untried and tested. Stuck well to the base. So I can come around here and put a slight curve in it, like so. I guess what you need to do is cut it just one strip wide if you wanted it to go round. So let's come to somewhere where it's more like that. Okay, so I want to get some 1mm holes drilled around here, so I can come on. I'll start with the centre. In fact, I haven't got it in the centre, have I? So we'll line it up with the centre there, put that around like that, and then I can come along with a point and I can go like that, like that. I can mark this. I really do need to get some new glasses, guys. I can hardly see what I'm doing here. I'm so used to working through a magnifier, and obviously I can't work through a magnifier on the screen. So I've got those lines marked out there, and of course because my eyes are shot I haven't made a very good example, but I can now come along with the drill. Okay then guys, so working through the magnifier, you can see I've got a row of holes there which I've drilled out. I've brought the drill size down to 0.6, and then there's some there that I've just marked with a pin. So I also noticed when I looked through the magnifier, you guys probably saw already, but they're actually marked in 0.5mm grids. So you've got the blue line in between the black line. So you know, you could go as fine as you like, but as I say, my glasses I need new glasses. My eyes are shot. I'm an old man now, so. But basically, that's what you can do with it if you, you know, take your time and do it carefully. Obviously, it's going to be a lot easier to do on straight surfaces. So if we come down here, we could put a line of dots down here on a straight line. It's going to be a lot easier than going around a curve. Once again, I'm doing this without a magnifier, so. See, it's a lot easier to go in a straight line. So there we go. Right then guys, there we go. So sorry about that mess up on that demonstration of the grid tape, but if you've got eyes that work, they'll work for you. But if you're old and blind like me, then they won't. So I'm not allowed to say that these days, am I? If you're of an age, oh, I don't know. Right, so price wise, these tweezers, don't forget these prices are retail. Use my code NMB10 and you can get 10% off. So, and even everything on the site you get 10% off, even if it's already on offer. So these tweezers, as we say, you may think of them a little bit gimmicky, but when you actually get them in your hands and you feel the difference between, like for instance these and these, there's a massive difference. There really is a massive difference. What we need now is a set of tweezers that you can pick up decals with and they don't all wrap around. Oh, that's one other thought. Something else he put in the package. I've got some decal fixer here, which I need to try out. So we'll give that a go at some point on the next model. We'll try this out. It's what I normally do with decal fixers is smell them. And as we all know, a lot of them just smell like vinegar. But this one has no smell at all. So it's probably just water. We'll see. I'll have to translate this on the back and see what it's supposed to be used for. But anyway, so those tweezers are £12.50, and yeah, a lot of money for what they are probably, but really there is a difference. There is a big difference, and we need, like I say, we need these now so they don't stick to decals, so you can put little stencils down in place and they don't just stay with the tweezers or wrap all around them and everything. So they're good. These gauges are £4.95 each. Like I say, you know, a lot of this stuff you may think, oh, what's the point? But when you've actually got it and you can use it, I mean, using that to gauge the size of something on a clear part is a lot better than getting in there with your calipers, and certainly a lot better than a rule, because you're never going to get the accuracy with a rule that you're going to get here. Okay, so they're really good. £4.95 each, those. Then these circle masks, they range from £2.50 to £3.75. I think it's just the small ones. Yeah, the small, medium and large are £2.50, and the extra large for some reason is £3.75. I can't think why, because there's less time goes into making it. You've got less cuts to make. It's the same size tape. The raw material cost is the same, but the larger ones are £3.75. I guess they're more popular or whatever. So yeah, awesome, really, really good. You're masking headlights and stuff like that on your models, you know, for masking little tail lights and stuff. Really, really good. And like I say, number of times I've wanted those is immeasurable, so they're going to be really handy. And then we've got this these grid stickers on the site. I can't remember what they're called now, but they're not called grid stickers, but they're actually in the measuring section on the website, and they're £7.50, which, when you consider you're getting 8 sheets in there, I think that's a bargain. And they're going to come in really, really handy when I can make them work. Well, my eyes work. So yeah, really, really good. So all in all, thanks Ed for that little lot. Great little range of accessories, which, as I say, you may think, it's a bit gimmicky, but once you've got them, you know, you'll use them. It's not kind of, you know, you can't do without it, but once you've got them, you will use them. And I think these are absolutely brilliant for measuring stuff. And I think these are absolutely brilliant for marking out stuff. And I think they are brilliant for masking circles. So thanks for watching, and hope you've liked that, hope you've enjoyed it, especially watching me mess this up. So yeah, get on over to Ed's website, have a look on there. He's got lots and lots of stuff, tools and accessories, photo etch, model kits, paints, the lot. Whatever you could want for your modelling hobby, he's got it. But as I say, unfortunately, he doesn't ship to the USA, so you'll have to look elsewhere for the HiQ supplier in your local area, or at least in the country that can mail to you. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you all soon with another build video. Bye for now.